What's up, everybody? This is Ryan Mahalik here, back again with another video, and we're going to be going over some Dartling Farm Bomb gameplay versus Hoopin. So Hoopin is an admin for staff inside of the KOTH server, so he kind of helps run everything. Really helpful. He if there's problems in the games or that type of stuff, he'll be there to fix it. And me and him are pretty good friends. We play a ton, so he wanted to do a best of 5 Dartling Farm Bomb with me, and I agreed to it. So yeah, starting map's offside. Looks like we're both go for our farm round 1, get the more bananas, so pretty passive start. Then I like to send it 260 on passive starts, and you're going to be able to afford your Dartling here at 42 seconds. So we're both going to leak a little bit because he sent 260 as well. Pretty much identical starts here, and then nothing interesting is going to happen until round 4, where we're both going to send each other pinks and force the powerful darts. So we both send each other some pinks, forcing the powerful darts, and we both get it up. Cool. Then in Dartling Farm Bomb, you can't really force anything until round 6, where you can send greens, and you have to send a pretty hefty amount of greens just to force a 0-0 cannon, so most of the time it's not even worth it. So it looks like we're both going to pretty much stay passive here until round 8, and then send some yellows. So it looks like it's pretty identical. We both have similar ecos. He actually goes for the yellow rush first. Now the reason why I didn't go for yellow rush is because I knew he didn't have very much money. So I just wanted him to drain his money sending me yellows, and he'd only force a 0-0 bomb. Then I can send him a big yellow rush back and hopefully force a boost. It looks like that's what I did. And he actually ends up getting a cluster as well and almost dying to the rush. So I was definitely very solid, and I was pleased with that. Round 10, he sends me some yellows. I just get up the frag bombs. Still didn't force a cluster or anything, so I'm chilling. We're tied in farms right now. I have a little bit more eco, and I'm up a boost. So I'm definitely happy with how this is playing out so far. He sends me some whites, and I actually go for a second Dartling here instead of the cluster. And the reason being, I'm going to have to get this up round 12 anyways to get up the plutonium darts, so that saves me a little bit of money. Round 14, I send him a boosted zebra rush. Now, when they send a boosted zebra rush, you pretty much have to boost against it. And I sent actually a set of camo zebras in there, and he actually ends up going down to that. So definitely a choke on his part, and that's first game going to me. But yeah, when they balloon boost zebras in round 14 and you only have 2 dartlings up, you pretty much have to boost against it. There's no other option. So next game's on Dread Balloon. We're pretty much just playing Dartling Farm Bomb Dartling Farm Bomb maps here in this best of 5. So we both go for an aggro start here, and it looks like he sends to 259, while I actually send to 277. Now the reason I send 277 is because I'm going to be able to get my farm and 2 bananas in round 3. He's only going to get 1 extra banana, but my send is going to make him leak some, and I have more eco. So I kind of like 277 more than 259 in this case. He forced the powerful darts with pinks, and it looks like we're both going to end up getting our plantation here at 136 game time. So even though he went for a more passive start, we actually get our plantation at the same exact time, and I have a life lead and a small eco lead. So that's why I like my start more, for sure. Again, the same stuff pretty much happens every game in Dartling Farm Bomb versus Dartling Farm Bomb. There's no sins until round 8. So round 8, you have to be very careful with when you send yellows, because I knew he didn't have too much money to send yellows to force a cluster, so I waited to get mine up. and then I sent him some. I honestly should have waited a little bit longer because I couldn't even force a cluster with my send either. But you have to know how much money you need to send yellows and force a cluster. We both go for a third plantation, and round 11 comes. I send him whites to force a cluster. He sends me whites. It doesn't force anything. I get my second Dartling. Kind of explained that in the last game why I went for that instead of the cluster. I send him a boosted Zebra Rush here. It actually forces a boost, so that's pretty solid. I was definitely happy with that. He sends me some leads. I get up my Dartling. And he has a slight farm lead, but I also have a huge eco lead here. So he sends me a bunch of regrow leads and then some camo zebras over it. I just opt to boost it because of those camo zebras. And he also balloon boosted it, so I'm not that scared. He ended up going for a bank here, which is definitely very interesting. And he goes for a big round 16 follow-up rush. Regrow leads, zebras. He sells the farm, camo rainbows. And what I did here, I really messed up. I sold my farm and tried to get up a hydropods and ended up being a few dollars short, so I went for laser cannon and it got blocked by leads. So I ended up dying there. So we both ended up choking the first two games. And we'll look at what the next map was, and it was, looks like A game. So third map's A game. It's 1-1 right now. This is another Dartling Farm Bomb map, except Dartling Farm Bomb's a little worse on this map since Cobra's so popular. And Cobra kind of counters Dartling Farm Bomb a little bit. So we both go for a round 1 Dartling. I'm planning on sending to 277 again. We'll see what he sends to. So here's an interesting thing. At the start of round 2, I target my Dartling down here, while he targets his at an AI path. I think this kind of saves me a little bit of leaks because you're missing a few darts when you target on the AI path, where when you target it down here at the start, you're going to hit those grouped reds and not really miss any darts. So same thing as last game pretty much. I get up 2 bananas round 3 and he gets 3 bananas, but I have an eco lead and everything. He sends me round 4 pinks, forces my powerful darts. And we'll both get up our plantation, 136 game time again. So the big thing with Dartling Farm Bomb is you need to learn how to play round 8. Know when to get up a cluster, when to just get up a frag bomb, when to rush, when not to rush. Because lots of times, if you only have $600 to send yellows, you're only gonna force a 0-0 bomb. And was that rush even worth it? Where in reality, you could wait till you have $1,000 and then be able to force a whole cluster. So I knew he didn't have too much money here, so I actually only got up a frag, and then I send him some boosted yellows and end up forcing his cluster, I think. Yeah, I forced his cluster here, so that's solid. He sends me some more yellows in round 9, still doesn't force my cluster. Because since he did 2 smaller yellow rushes, it didn't force a cluster, while I did 1 bigger yellow rush, which forced it. Round 11, he goes for a white rush, and that regrow lead in there kind of spooked me a little bit, so I think I end up getting the cluster, yeah. So I was smart with the regrow lead there. We both send camo leads to force the plutonium darts. And because of his white rush and his yellow rushes, I actually have a pretty nice farm lead. So he ends up going for a zebra rush, but on this map, the boosted zebras don't honestly do anything because the bomb spot's so good and they do 2 loops up here. So I don't have to boost or even get up any defense for this. It's pretty much just an easy defend. And I end up just extending my farm lead here. So he does have about 170 eco lead, but I also am up a plantations. So I'm definitely happy with where I'm at this game. He goes for around 15 rush. I go for my missile launcher just to kind of make that bomb shoot a little bit faster, and doesn't really do anything. I go for around 16 rush. Rushing around 16 is better than 15 because the AI is really strong on this map, so it kind of mixes well. And I also go for my BIA here. And he leaks down to 2 lives because he boosts late. That was really close. Looks like he ends up going for his bank here. He was like a few dollars short of his BIA, so that was unlucky. I send him some regrow leads here with around 18 AI. I kind of missed the timing because you want to time it with the AI rainbows, so it doesn't really do anything, but I guess it did force a Dartling or two. So he goes for his BIA here, and then goes for another farm. That's honestly not really that smart because you're going to be facing some BFBs next round. He tries to mix in with AI, doesn't really do anything. See, he ends up just selling that farm anyways right here, so it definitely was not very smart. We both send each other a BFB. So I had to cash out my BI anyways to get up Maulers to defend on boost, so I'd end up trying to defend this one without boost here. So I get up 3 Maulers, an impact, and I honestly don't know if it's going to defend, so I sell my Maulers to go for another impact. And he actually ends up dying to AI there, so that is game 3 going to me. And our last game for Dartling Farm Bomb was on Swamp. So our 4th game's on Swamp here, and it looks like we're going to go for an anti-stall round 1 start probably. Yeah, I think that's what we do. Yeah, anti-stall round 1. So pretty much the rule is if one person anti-stalls, that's pretty much what both people have to do, or else you're going to leak a lot going for your farm. And then we both send. I'm going to send a 277 again because that's the number I like. It looks like he sends 259 again. Honestly, 259 is not that great. It doesn't force any powerful darts. I don't leak at all. And he only gets 1 more banana. Where in 3 income boosts, I'd make up that money again with my eco. It's pretty much nothing special to see here. You've seen this start 3 games in a row now. He's going to send me some yellows here on round 4. Send pinks here on round 4 just to force the powerful darts. And we'll both end up getting our plantation up 136 game time again. So all the maps we've played so far, these are maps where Dartling Farm Bomb is definitely viable. Offside, Dread Balloon, Swamp, and A-Game. Except Swamp and A-Game are a little bit worse because Cobra is pretty popular. With Swamp, you see Bomb Mortar Cobra, and then A-Game, you see Cobra Tac Whiz. So again, the same thing pretty much happens on round 4. Where he sends it too early, doesn't force a boost or anything, and I send a little bit later with more yellows, and I end up forcing a boost. He sends me another yellow rush round 9, just forces a frag bomb, not a cluster or anything. So I'm pretty happy with where I am right now. We're tied in farms. He has a little bit more eco, but I am up a boost. Round 11, we both send each other whites. He ends up not forcing a boost. I just go for another Dartling, as I kind of explained in the other games. And then we both send each other camel leads. And it looks like we're going to farm on. So he sends me a lead and zebra rush here. Honestly, not going to really force much. The bomb spot's so good because your Dartlings kind of break down the layers over here while your bomb cleans up everything else on this bend because of how the spot's so good. I sent him a mixed rush with round 16 AI. Again, round 16 is the best rush to round to rush on. And so much stuff regrows that he actually ends up boosting and dying here again. So he really choked some of those games, sadly, but It's always fun playing with Hoopin, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And those were a good best of 5 games with Hoopin. Definitely join KOTH and you'll get to know him. He's a good guy.